IBA here. Dear colleagues, the Embassy of Vietnam in Delhi, the Embassy of India in Indonesia, and the Embassy of India in Belgium. Very nice to have you online with us. One of the legacies of COVID is at least that we have joining people, as you said, online in our events and meetings nowadays. Dear members of the press, I say that with some nostalgia because I have been a spokesperson myself, so I've always been in touch a lot with press people, so good to have you here today. Indeed, in fact, Belgium was one of the first countries to recognize India in 1947. And it's something which still resonates with you, I hope, but also with, of course, Indian authorities all over the country. And politically, our relations have always been excellent. And we witnessed that in the culmination of a state visit in 2017, when Their Majesties, the King and the Queen, came to India. And meanwhile, contacts at the highest level have been continued with Ministers Jaishankar, Goyal and Chandrasekhar being received by our Prime Minister just last year in Brussels. And just a few weeks ago, our Foreign Minister also met with Minister Jaishankar in Munich in the margins of the security conference there. The world is in constant flux and ever more challenging, and Belgium, we are fully aware of India's growing role and importance. And as a founding member of so many multilateral organizations, we keep our channels with India wide open, on union level as well as on state level. And for me, it's a great pleasure to be here in Chennai for the first time on a working visit since my arrival, and I hope to be back quite soon. Belgium and India, we will keep the rhythm in our contacts. As our Foreign Secretary, we will come to Delhi in a few weeks from now for political consultations and for a joint economic commission, which will be held together with Luxembourg. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce here that in 1 year, a Royal Belgian Economic Mission presided over by Her Royal Highness Princess Astrid will come to India. And without any doubt, it will be one of the biggest Belgian economic missions ever. We expect several ministers and more than 300 companies to fly in. So it's quite clear that when we're talking about India, the impressive and consistent growth figures, the ambition to become the third economy in the world, the vast infrastructure drive, the thirst for innovation and strategic autonomy haven't clearly gone unnoticed in Belgium. So I was talking about India. Let me give you, please, maybe some numbers on Belgium that might surprise you. Somebody said we are a small country. That's true. I would say in surface we are small, and in number of inhabitants we are certainly small. But when it comes to our economic prestations, I would say, you might be surprised that we are ranking as the 25th economy in the world. So we are almost G20 material. G20 resonates a lot with an Indian public since the success of the G20 summit here in Delhi, of course, in September. But we almost made it to the G20, but with 11 million people, 25th economy in the world. When it comes to our bilateral trade with India, we rank the second within the European Union after Germany, with 15 billion euros of trade between Belgium and India. A lot has to do, I have to admit, with diamonds, of course, but we have a vast range of trade going on. And when it comes to investment in India, we rank as the 15th investor globally in India.
K. Jalali, I am the Medical Director and Head of the Department of Radiation Oncology at Apollo Proton Cancer Centre here in Chennai, India. Today is a very, very important and milestone day for Apollo Proton Cancer Centre and Apollo in general. What we have done today is that we have formally conducted a training program for proton therapy for our trainees and doctors and physicists from other parts of the world. Proton therapy is a very important and sophisticated form of radiation technology and is a very important and emerging form of therapy for improving the lives of cancer patients and also improving their quality of survivorship. Proton therapy, however, is quite, it is very technically demanding, and for the last 5 years, we have treated 1,400 patients from several countries from all 6 continents of the world. We have been also conducting regular training programs over the last 5 years. We are particularly delighted today that His Excellency Mr. Didier, Ambassador of Belgium to India, graced the occasion today in Chennai because our proton equipment partner is a company called IBA, which is a Belgian company. Along with IBA and Apollo, we signed a memorandum of understanding last year that we will conduct training programs, and we are the second center, I believe, after University of Pennsylvania in the US, which the IBA has chosen for Apollo to train the people. We have doctors and physicists and radiotherapy technologists for the last 2 weeks from Vietnam and Indonesia who are going to start proton therapy in their countries to come here, spend time with our teams to learn the processes and nuances of proton therapy such that they can learn and train and collaborate with us from Apollo and IBA to start the proton therapy in their own countries. Proton therapy is likely to become a major cancer treatment in many parts of the world and including these countries such that the patients in these countries can also benefit from this technology. We would like to thank the media to carry this story forward and also disseminate this knowledge as much as possible. I invite my colleague Dr. Shyam Sundar, consultant radiation oncologist, to also give us briefly in Tamil.
நம்ம அப்போலோ ப்ரோட்டான் கேன்சர் சென்டர்ன்றது ஒரு ஸ்பெஷலைஸ் ஃபார்ம் ஆஃப் கதிரியக்கம் கொடுக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு சென்டர். ப்ரோட்டான் தெரப்பின்றது ஒரு நுணுக்கமான விதமான ஒரு கதிரியக்க முறை. ஸோ நம்ம வந்துட்டு யூஸ்வலாக எக்ஸ்ரே வச்சு கதிர்வீச்சு கொடுப்போம். இதில் அதுக்கு பதிலாக ப்ரோட்டான் தெரப்பின்ற ஒரு நுண்துகள் வச்சு நம்ம வந்து கதிர்வீச்சு கொடுக்க முயற்சி செய்கிறோம். இது வந்து உலகத்தில் இந்த பகுதியில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா இந்த சென்டரில் மட்டும்தான் இருக்குது. இப்போ தான் வந்து இன்னொரு சில சென்டர்ஸில் வந்துட்டுருக்கு இந்தியாவில். ஸோ இங்கே நம்ம இன்றைக்கி கிட்டத்தட்ட 1400 பேஷண்ட்ஸுக்கு மேலே ட்ரீட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். இந்த லாஸ்ட் 5 வருஷமாக இங்கே ட்ரீட் பண்ணிகிட்ருக்கோம். ஸோ இன்னையோட முக்கியத்துவம் என்னன்னு சொல்லி பார்த்தீங்கன்னு சொன்னாக்கா, உலகத்தில் மற்ற இடத்துல இருக்கிற கதிரியக்க நிபுணர்கள், மெடிக்கல் ஃபிசிக்ஸ் சார்ந்த நிபுணர்கள், இவங்களுக்கெல்லாம் வந்து ப்ரோட்டான் தெரப்பி பற்றி கற்றுக்கிறதுக்காகவும் அவங்க வந்து இங்கே ட்ரெயின் பண்ணிட்டு போகிறதுக்காகவும் நடத்தப்பட்ட ஒரு ஈவெண்ட் தான் இன்றைக்கி நடந்திருக்கு. ஸோ 2 பேட்ச் ஆஃப் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் செட் மொத்தம் 2 பேட்ச் ஆஃப் ட்ரெயினிஸ் வந்து போயிருக்காங்க. அதில் சில கதிரியக்க நிபுணர்கள் இருந்திருக்காங்க, ஃபிசிசிஸ்ட் இருந்திருக்காங்க, டெக்னாலஜிஸ்ட் இருந்திருக்காங்க. அவங்க எல்லாருக்குமே தியரட்டிக்கல் அண்ட் ப்ராக்டிக்கல் நாலேஜ் ஆஃப் ப்ரோட்டான் தெரப்பியை நம்ம வந்து இந்த ஸ்கூல் மூலமாக கற்றுக் கொடுத்துருக்கோம். அதுதான் இன்றைக்கி நடந்திருக்கு. நன்றி.